So look, I was debating whether or not I should even make this video. Right, there are a ton of review videos, and spoiler alert, you read the title, like this is a review of the Canon M50. There's a ton of reviews on YouTube about this camera. To be honest, when I was looking around to decide which camera I should buy, I watched all of them. They were very helpful about tech specs and stuff like that. But this review is gonna be different. This is gonna be more of a user test. Is this a camera you're gonna outgrow in a year? Are you gonna be super excited to have this M50, this really cool camera, and then next year when you feel like you're learning enough and you're moving forward, are you gonna have to drop, $1,000 or $1,500 on something better? Or will this camera be able to be enough to get you through for a little bit? That's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna show some pictures. We're gonna show some video clips. I can't speak. This is my review of the Canon M50. Safety first. I'm not sure that we'll get used to this. I hate food chopping, but the best. I did a really good job at the grocery store today. I got some lettuce, I got some fruit, I got some granola. You'd be proud of me. It was a good grocery run. Very healthy. You want to know what I had for lunch? A Pop-Tart, 1 piece of pepperoni, and a handful of Pringles. There's always dinner. I hate when you watch these videos and they make you wait all the way to the very end for the person to tell you their opinion. You clicked on the title because it says I'm going to tell you what you should do. Do I think the M50 is a good camera for you to buy if it's your first camera? Yes. I think it's a totally safe bet. I think you'll have a blast taking pictures with it. I think you'll learn the Canon ecosystem. If you are a hobbyist, if you just want to take better pictures, if you want something dedicated to taking pictures and video and not really rely on your iPhone, which does both of those really, really well, and we'll talk about that in another video. But if you want something that's dedicated to this, I think the M50 is a great bet. It comes with this 15 to 45 kit lens, and it's okay. It's not, it's a kit lens. They're notoriously not the best. It's a little bit plasticky, but it's technically coming free with the camera, so you can't really expect too much. But if you are, like I said, just a hobbyist, maybe you just want to take better pictures for Instagram, buy the M50, stick the kit lens on there, and I think you'll be set. Little pro tip, Canon has this really sick refurbished program. I think it's Canon EOS.com in the United States. Obviously, if you're elsewhere, just Google Canon refurbished. Look for the M50 refurbished. It's amazing. It comes straight from the factory. You have the 1-year warranty, and you can find it. I found it for $350 with the body and the kit lens. So for $350, if you're just starting out, you're getting a great camera. You can't get anything for $350 that takes the quality photos and the quality video that this camera does. So buy one refurbished, use the kit lens, put it in your pocket, go on the walk with your family, take pictures of your kids because they're so cute and everybody wants to see them. Do all that stuff. If that's what you want to do, the M50 I think is a sick buy. Go get it. $350. You're welcome. If you're like me though, and you dive deep into things that you love and you're just tech nerd and gear nerd, and I know that I'm going to be buying a new camera next year. I know. I think it's a great camera. I'll always have it. But I just think for what I want to do with film and video and this channel, I don't think it's going to keep up. I will keep it with me. It'll be my sort of on the go, like throw it in your cars, you know, slap a lens on there and go from there. But I do feel like I can see myself outgrowing this relatively quickly with the type of activity that I want to do with it. But there are some things, maybe if you're not doing YouTube, but you're into photography a little bit, there are some things that you can do that I think will prolong the usefulness of the Canon M50 with you if you are sort of a little bit more than that hobbyist. I don't really care, but I just want my Instagram to look sick, and not as much as like I'm building a YouTube channel and I'm selling prints and I'm doing video and stuff for clients, right? So if you're kind of in the middle, the M50 I think is awesome with some changes. So let's get into that. What you should buy is the 50mm, the famous 50mm from Canon. It's upside down. 50mm Nifty 50. This lens is sick. You can just Google Nifty 50. This lens really does everything. You know, I'll throw some B-roll in here from when David and I went out and filmed our intro sequence a couple weeks ago. But everything was done with a 50mm on, both my camera, which I have the M50, and David's camera, and he's going to do a review on his camera a little later on the channel also. So again, if you're in between hobbyist, professional, and you want to keep the M50 for a little bit longer, buy the 50mm lens, but it's not going to work right out of the box, right? So you need this. Canon makes one too, but I like this one better. It's the Viltrox Speed Booster. Basically what it does is it allows you to fit these EF lenses onto your M50, which is not designed to take them. So what's really cool about this is it opens up an entire new range of Canon lenses for your M50, which again just allows you to use this M50 for longer and not really outgrow it so quickly. One of the other added benefits of this speed booster is that it basically makes your crop sensor into a full frame camera. So if you don't know, the M50 crops the image that you have by 1.6. So you take the focal length, so this 50mm, you multiply it by 1.6, and I don't know what that is, somewhere around 80, I think. So your 50mm actually becomes 80. With this speed booster, it pulls it back a little bit and actually becomes closer to what you should see with the standard 50mm. So we can do more tech. That's not the point of this video. But if you are thinking about the M50, but you know that you're going to dive deep into photography and you're worried about outgrowing it, I think you could still get the M50. I would pair it with the 50mm. The 50mm from Canon with the speed booster, and I think you're good. You can slap that on there and you can do pictures, you can do portraits, landscapes, you can do video. It's a really great lens, and thrown onto the M50 with the speed booster, it really, really adds a new level of what you can do with this camera. Some of the other things I think you should do is, and I'll post a link below, so download, it's like 40 bucks. But you can download C-Log, or representation of C-Log, and it's Canon's log format that allows you to shoot in a flatter format. So it's a little bit more work, but again, if you are sort of in the middle of hobbyist and I don't really care, I have my kit lens and I'm great, and like I am doing work for Apple, right? These people over here working for Apple are not going to use the M50. These people over here just want, like, take pictures of their baby, don't really need to know this, but if you're right in the middle, which is where I am, download the closest representation that I've been able to find for Canon log system. I'll put a link below. Upload it into your camera in one of your custom profiles for your shooter settings. And what that'll do is it'll make that image super flat. So when you put it into Lightroom, you can have more flexibility with color grading. That's only going to take the image quality to a new level. It will make your M50 look like a much more expensive camera with the image that it's producing. So again, you know, I know this wasn't really tech heavy. That wasn't the point of this. The whole point of this quick review of the M50 was more user based, right? As a new user, as a new photographer or filmmaker, is the M50 a good purchase? Yes. If you're a very, very, very beginner and you just want something to throw in your back pocket and take pictures of your kids, slap that kit lens on there, buy it refurbished from Canon, 350 bucks, call it a day. It's the only camera you'll need until you're ready to move up, which could be never. If you are in the middle like me and you love photography and filmmaking and you want to get better, I think the M50 is still a really good choice. I bought it. This whole entire video was filmed on the M50 with a 22mm lens. So again, aftermarket lenses for somebody who's in the middle, who wants to do more with their camera but doesn't want to upgrade every year, aftermarket lenses are the way to go. It will prolong the usefulness, the usability. It will prolong the life of your Canon M50. But what I would do is buy this 50mm with the speed booster from Viltrox, and I will put a link in the description below to both. Let me know if I missed anything, guys. Let me know if you think this camera is right for you. Did you buy it? Did you have a good experience with the M50? I love it. It will always be in my gear bag, in my repertoire. I just know that going forward, I'm going to need to upgrade just what I want to do. This stuff that I want to do, and you can't stop me. It's what I want to do. So before you leave, I'm going to link a more techie review up here. It's either this one or this one. It's not us, it's Think Media. Think Media does really good tech reviews. They dive really deeply into the M50 and they go through all the components and all the really sort of nerdy stuff that you would want to learn. I watched their video before I bought this. This is more, should you buy it? Will you outgrow it? Should you buy it? Yes, everybody should buy it as their first camera. I think it's sick. Will you outgrow it? Probably, but it depends on what you're gonna do, right? If you know you're gonna take this more professionally, you will probably outgrow this, but slap on the 50mm with the speed booster, a couple other EF Canon lenses, and I think you can prolong the usefulness of this camera maybe another year or so before you have to go spend, $2,000 on something else, like an EOS R from Canon with a 16 to 35mm. Have a great day.